Gather round, friends. It's time for Officials' Tales. Hosted by three retired sports referees that coaches throughout Northern Ohio knew as the Three Blind Mice. They are authors of the book called Officials' Tales. So let's meet the authors and your hosts, Jimmy Borgia, Rick Hall, and Don Nardecchia for today's edition of Officials' Tales. Now here's your host, Rick Hall.
Welcome everybody to tonight's Officials' Tales. This is part 4 of our football preview, and it is actually part 4, subsection A. We got our buddy Riley from the ACC on tonight talking about the NCAA. We're going to have a MAC/Big Ten official too, so that'll be part 4, subsection B. So without further ado, let's bring on my two stooges to help me out. Hey, Nardo.
Good evening, Rick.
What's happening, brother?
Hey.
Football.
What a day, huh? The cool fronts are coming.
Well, I was at football today, too. I saw George Freilich and his 4-man crew work a JV game. And as Jimmy was saying in the pregame, I never saw so many flags in my life. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, it's those first games.
You know what's funny, though, is I did see the fumble forward rule.
No kidding.
No kidding. Yeah, that was crazy. I was like, yep, here we go. Let's see what they get it right. So they got it right.
Good deal.
All right. So speaking of getting it right, hey, Jimmy, did you get it right? Did you win that 50-50?
No, I was close, but close to only cotton, horseshoes, and hand grenades.
How close were you? Same color ticket?
Yep.
That's a victory for me. Just didn't pay out.
Me too.
Right.
I swear to God, they put mine in the garbage.
I had the first 3 numbers, so.
I swear. Every time I do that 50-50 shit, I get like, they're like orange ticket. I'm like, they weren't even selling friggin' orange tickets. How the hell?
On the other side they were.
Orange tickets? What the
Right.
Anyway.
No,
that's the way it always works for me.
I just watched the first half of St. Paul's first game, and they're playing Port Clinton. I swear to God, there must have been at least 30 plus flags.
That's usually how it goes.
Well, honestly, at one time, the announcer said all the referees threw their flags.
Hey, that's happened to me and Don before.
Well, they must all be looking in the same spot, and that's not right.
We actually had an intentional foul.
I was going to say the one guy was clear on the opposite side of the field, and you take on an angle like we did when we used to do basketball. He was clear over on the other side.
Yeah, we had an unsportsmanlike helmet contact after a kid was down, and we had 3 or 4 flags on it, and the coach goes, well, and we all got together and we were like, yeah, he's got to go. And the coach was like, whoa, like, coach, we had 4 flags on it. Yeah, he's got to go.
Oh.
I mean, even Helen Keller saw that one.
They got a quick one just before half. I saw 2 guys lining up on the left side. They were going towards Main Street. And I said to the guy beside me, I said, you watch that inside guy. He's going to go on a post pattern. Sure as shit. Boom.
Yep.
Touchdown.
Hey, Don, you want to go ahead and introduce our buddy Riley, and I'll bring him on.
You bet. One of the most popular guys in Seneca, South Carolina, and throughout the Atlantic Coast Conference, I guarantee you. Riley Johnson's a white hat, been doing it for a whole number of years, worked a lot of nice ball games in his career, but as he told us last year, the most important one, or the one that sticks out in his mind, most honored to be asked to work it, was the Army-Navy game a number of years ago.
Absolutely.
So he still runs like a gazelle and still commands respect from everybody on the field. So let's bring from Seneca, South Carolina, Riley Johnson.
Don,
hey, Riley, it's good to have you, buddy.
Hey, good to be back with you guys. Good to be back with you guys. I am watching the game. I'm watching Stanford, Hawaii, one of our our ACC crew is working this game, so I'm sitting here watching my brothers work. So
There
it's
you go. There you go. You're not grading them tonight, are you?
oh yeah, absolutely.
Man.
This is my pregame for next Saturday in Pittsburgh. So
Aha.
Yeah, actually,
Hey, did we
you
get?
know, it's funny. I was
did you?
just go ahead.
I said, did Don get? Did we get a check from you for all the good words he put in for you?
he'll buy my dinner at Jazz on the Alley. How about that?
There you go,
No,
baby.
no, he put
Hey,
them in
Riley,
for you.
just so these guys know what you do in the off season or when you get close, where all have you been this year to explain? We'll get into it a little bit. The new rule about feigning injuries in the game. Down.
Yeah, it's very popular. That's one of the new ones. Actually, I was able to work about 9 scrimmages before the season. My first game is Saturday in Pittsburgh, but I've been to Florida State, Duke, North Carolina, Wake Forest, Florida State. I might have said that, Georgia Tech, Clemson. So
Nice.
and one of the new rules that they're all asking about is that feigning the injury, and I think we all know what that is.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
think we're going to have a problem with it now since there is a rule. I think the coaches are going to tell their players not to go down like they were in the past. You know, if plays moving too fast, they'll say, "Hey, go down, go down." You can see it. We all knew it. So now, one of the key things is, and when I did my clinics with the teams, I told them, I said, if you're hurt, stay down, because if we spot the ball and then you go down, that's going to be a timeout. That's a charged timeout to you. And if you don't have a timeout, we're going to get you with a delayed game.
Oh.
So don't try to be a hero if you're hurt. And we've all seen it. Some guys, you know, got that little strain, maybe a cramp going on, and I can play through it. But if we spot the ball and you go down, that's an injury timeout, charged injury timeout. And if you don't have any, then we're going to pop you with a delay of game. So hopefully the players, if they're hurt, they'll stay down, and we won't have to worry about this feigning injuries this year.
One question about that: when you do those little clinics, go around to these schools and kind of explain these things to the players, are the coaches in the room to hear it too?
Oh, absolutely. Mike Norvell was with me. Mike Norvell's the head coach at Florida State. We actually had dinner together I had dinner with the team. We had quarterbacks that would ask me questions, and linemen, and you know, they wanted to know what we thought holding was, and we spent probably 2 hours. I was with Mike then, and we had a 3-hour practice. So it was a fun evening, and you know, and they listen to what we say. So I think it's beneficial to both. It gives them a chance to get to know us as officials and know, hey, we work just as hard as they do. And it gives them an opportunity to learn the rules, because sometimes they're not 100% on them. They may be a high school rule in their head, and it's different now in college, but it's very beneficial. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, that's the thing. As football guys, especially, I mean, we're all football guys.
Sure.
I tell you, I know how I was. I never wanted to leave the field. If you're walking with a cramp, you're going to walk that sucker off, or a twisted ankle. Yeah. But there's sometimes you just can't.
Stay down.
You'll take 2 steps and you'll just go.
Stay down, because you're only going to hurt your team now.
Yep.
And even though it's a legitimate injury, but the rule doesn't have a differentiation on a real injury or a fake injury. It's feigning an injury. So if you go down, and the rule says if the ball is spotted by an official and then the injury occurs, that's when the timeout or the foul occurs. So we can't. I know it's legit. Hey, I understand. I saw you limping the whole time. But if you go down after we spot the ball, the rule doesn't give me that privilege of saying, well, this is not fake. The other one is fake. I just have to charge you with a timeout. So, I just told the team, I said, look, don't try to play through it. If you're hurt, stay down.
Yeah, best way to do it, I'd say.
Yep.
And maybe if we're switching balls, maybe take that extra heartbeat. Balls from the sideline.
Yeah, and you know we have O2O fish communication with each other, and if we see a play hot, and you know what that is, whether it's a fumble or pass or hey this
Absolutely.
you know hey guys this play's hot, hey, take a little time on spotting the ball. I may have a guy that's dizzy, looking around, and he don't know. Now I do have the discretion as a referee if I feel like this guy doesn't know what town he's in, I can stop the play and get him out and not charge him a timeout.
Well, that's good.
So I do have that discretion, which is good.
Yeah, that's good. So do we have any other like really meaty rules that we're getting into?
No, that was the big one. Timeouts and extra periods. I don't know if you remember last year we had a game that went like 8 overtimes. So
Oh yeah, I watched it.
yeah, we've in the past, you know, each overtime you get a timeout. So now the third overtime you get your timeout and you're done. We just play football after that. Scrimmage kick formations, nothing major there. The only thing is it's got to be an obvious scrimmage kick formation, and if it's not obvious, then you got to have 5 players, 50 to 79. Just a typical thing there. But the T signal, you remember the deep guys on free kicks, they give that T signal. It's like a cross, you know, 2 arms out. Well, that is a invalid signal now. That if you catch it, the ball's dead. Last year, we had several receivers that give that T signal. The ball would go over the head, hit in the end zone. No harm, no foul. But in a bowl game last year, the guy gave the T signal. The kicking team let up, so he backed up into the end zone, caught the ball, and ran. So now it's if he gives that signal when he possesses the ball, it's dead. That's one. Substitution fouls, just that was one where under 2 minutes, if you play with 12 players, we can add time back on the clock. That was discovered by an analytics guy at Ohio State University, that there was a flaw in the rule where you could play with 12 players and all you do is you get the time and it costs you a simple penalty. Now we can put the time back, basically, is what we're using there. But other than that,
they had that happen in that opening game against
Yep.
Oregon, and the
Yep.
coach from Oregon said, "I
Yep.
read the rule. I
That's
knew what the rule was, and I used the rule to our advantage." And
absolutely.
that's you know, I give him credit for reading the rule, and you know, obviously, and they even changed that
We
before
changed
the
it
season was over.
right. We changed that mid-season, but now it's an official rule change for next year. And also verbiage. I don't know if you've heard referees in the past, after further review, the ruling on the field either stands or the ruling on the field is confirmed.
Right.
Well, that verbiage, that English is gone. Now the only word we'll use is upheld. So after further review, the ruling on the field is upheld. That's a big one because, you know, so many of the talking heads would say, well, they would confirm it, but they don't have enough knowledge or they don't have enough video shots to overturn it or anything like that. So now we took the stands, the confirms, all out of play. After further review, the ruling on the field is upheld. And now if we don't uphold it, then we just reverse it. So, you know, after further review, it's an incomplete pass.
Right.
You know, ball will go back to the previous spot, that kind of thing. So other than that, not many major changes. That's just a few. So hopefully that'll keep the game moving. And, you know, the injury thing, we all knew what it was. We'd see. I mean, it was there's 80,000 people in the stands and you all know that guy's faking. So hopefully the timeout or delay a game. Oh, we do have another one too. We put in stemming. If you're not familiar with stemming is when the defense does this move where they all down linemen will go to the side. Well, they can do that. They just can't do any abrupt movement to cause the offense to react. And the only 2 words that the defense can use is either stem or move. They can't clap. They can't say go or anything like that. So the clapping is only going to be done by the offense. The quarterback is the only one that can clap. So hopefully and that's called a delay of game defense, disconcerting signals. So
Right.
I'm hoping that will stop that. Where the defense tries to do some abrupt movement to get the offense to react. So we'll see. But that's pretty much basically all the rule changes for this year.
Yeah, that'll be real interesting because I know a lot of defenses, especially defensive lines, once they see the formation, they
Yeah,
will move.
yeah, and you can do that as long as it's not abrupt or trying to get the offense to react. If it's a real smooth movement, my crew's been watching games today, and I'm on a thread. Unfortunately, I didn't see much of the games. I was playing in a charity golf tournament all day today, but I got home and they're lighting up my board. Now I've got to go in and watch all these videos. They're saying, "Hey, Riley, you got to go look. I'm sending you video. Look at this. Tell me what you think." So, after we get off here, I'll be watching film the rest of the night to get ready for next week's game.
Yeah, I know we've had that in high school where players would do that. They would like say things, or if they knew the cadence or like colors they were going off of, they'd yell out blue or orange.
Oh
Whatever.
yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, the
Yep.
umpire would warn them the first time, and then after that, it's like, oh hell no, yeah, that's on sports. It's like no different than the band playing where the
Right,
offense is in the freaking huddle.
right.
It's the same kind of shit. So yeah,
Yeah.
I mean it's amazing. I kind of wonder though. I wonder when, and it'll probably start in the NFL, but I wonder when the reviews will go like the NBA and the Major League Baseball has gone to like a central location, and that location then goes, New York or wherever it is, and then they go, oh no, it's good or bad, and then the referee's not even looking at it. They're like you watch a baseball game, they do the old let's review it. They
Yeah,
just stand on the field. They don't see any video. They have no idea. They
yeah.
just wait for somebody to tell them.
Right. Well, we do have collaborative. We have two replays with me. My replay officials are with me all year. And then we have Charlotte. So everything that we see, they see, Charlotte sees. So at the end of the day, Charlotte will make that ultimate, the final decision. I mean,
Okay.
I may have an input to say, hey, look, I don't like, this being a fumble, or it looks like the catch or whatever. But at the end of the day, Charlotte runs the show. So we'll go with whatever Charlotte says. So we kind of have that, but I do have a chance to look at it. So maybe if they're going down a road or something that's, they may not be thinking about. I may have a rules knowledge. Just say, hey guys, we got to do this, this, and this. But we do have a lot of eyes on every play.
Oh yeah.
So but the final decision comes out of Charlotte on every ACC game.
Cool.
I just got to tell you, all that technology that goes into getting a call right. We had Andy Freeze, who's a head coach at Ohio Northern University, a little 3,000 student school in Northwest Ohio, and he was telling us that this year his league, the Ohio Athletic Conference, is going to replay,
Oh,
but
nice.
but you only get one challenge because they only have generally 2, maybe 3 cameras on, and there's a chance you're not going to have the right angle. But he said
Sure.
because they do it in the Division III playoffs, the Ohio Athletic Conference said they want to at least familiarize their coaches with the methodology of requesting a replay and that kind of thing. So there's the first step of creeping into Division III, but obviously they don't have the money to put all those all those cameras around. And the other thing, we talked to Andy after his 5th day of practice. He had
Right.
180 kids on the team. He had 171 left. So the D3 is unlimited,
Wow.
and they have about a 6 or 7 game JV schedule, so they get those freshmen to
Yep.
play and develop. And he said that's the key in Division III is to have a good, strong roster, so when the kids get hurt, they can plug another. They have a lot of backing and play a lot of guys along that same line.
I did have
Nice.
go ahead. I got one question for you, Riley. Do you think somewhere down the road that college will change the rule for targeting as an instant ejection? This is
Uh,
a personal opinion. I'm not asking you to change the rule. I'm just asking your opinion.
My opinion is the genie's out of the bottle, and I don't see anybody putting it in. Kind of like the NIL.
Right.
The NIL is so out of the bottle now. Nobody's going to put it back in.
No.
So I think the targeting. I mean, football's a contact sport.
Yes, sir.
But my just honest opinion. I mean, they may tweak it a little bit, but I don't see targeting being instant eject. I don't see that being out. I would like to, kind of like the NFL. You know, the NFL, they have that personal foul, unnecessary roughness, whatever. But I mean, we all know when they put the targeting foul in, what that was for.
Sure.
That's that guy spearing, head hunting, trying to hurt somebody.
Right.
There's sometimes incidental contact where the crown of the helmet meets a guy, and it just hits him, and there's nothing but by rule. If the crown of the helmet hits a defenseless player, maybe he's going to the ground or a receiver, by rule, that is targeting. So, they may tweak it a little bit, but it's going to be a while because they're just trying that concussion protocol. They're trying to do everything they can. But at the end of the day, football is a violent sport. It's a contact sport, and it's not for everybody. And it's a tough game. So, and they're trying to do everything they can to make it a little safer. But to answer your question, I don't know if it'll be during my tenure, but we'll see.
I see that
here. I got a question though. But as you are possibly going to the replay to see if you thought it was targeting, a player's going in to make a tackle, all of a sudden the offensive player is coming down, and there ain't no way in hell that you can stop in mid air.
100% agree. 100% agree. You've already committed, and I know that, and we all know that. You've already committed into your path. You're not going to change that, but unfortunately, if it hits with the crown of the helmet and it's a defenseless player, there's no verbiage in the rule says in the act. If he's already committed to the hit. I mean, that's nowhere in the rule. It says if you lead with the crown of the helmet, and then you hit a defenseless player, or if you hit a defenseless player with the head and neck area. I mean, it's already in there. Does it say anything about if you've already committed, if you're in motion to tackle? So, unfortunately, it happened.
Yeah, we have the same rule, Riley. Yeah, I know it's tough. I know the first couple of years when we brought it in, it was tough.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you don't want to penalize a poor kid, but then of course you do have the odd one, like we were talking about, where we had 3 or 4 flags on the same kid. I mean, it was obvious. He was the kid was down on his knees being tackled,
right?
And the defender just took him out. I mean, literally. And I'm like, yeah. So we all got together and had to toss him.
Right.
I mean, there's this. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, it is what it is, and that's the rules. So
yeah, sure is.
I did see that they have modified or enacted tighter regulations on the protective plastic or Lexan mask. That it has to be clear or nearly clear, and that's something that the high school game, I'll bet 15, 18 years ago, they said you can have those eye shields, but they have to be clear.
Right.
And I'm sure that they sold more of them because a lot of those kids had them in the bright colors, the reflective things, and if they wanted to wear them, they did. And I was telling these guys the other night that we were at a game and a team from the western part of the state were playing one of the private schools from eastern part of the state up by Cleveland. And we're out while they're warming up, and we see 2 or 3 of these guys have these bright yellow eye shields on.
Right.
So as we made our rounds, we went up to the coach. I said, Coach, if those 3 want to play tonight, they can't come out with those shields on. You got to They got to be clear. And he says, I told them that every week. And thank you. I will tell them told them before the season has to be clear.
Right.
They've gotten away with it. Now you guys are doing the job. I'll tell them, and I'll tell them I don't want to see them anymore. But
Yeah.
it goes back to so many coaches at high school want to be the players' friends, and they don't want to be the one to tell them you can't wear this.
Yeah,
Or a basketball player can't wear an arm sleeve with
rubber bands.
fancy decorations on it and that stuff. You know, it's just they see them on TV, and then they want to. Then they have mom, dad go by, pay twice as much for them,
Right.
because of decorations. And then the first time they wear them in a game, they have to take them off. So,
Right.
You know, I was glad to see, and then that helps you too. If somebody took a good one of the coconut, you can check his eyes a lot easier
Right.
when you can see through that stuff.
Right.
So that was a good. So they, outside of that thing that obviously needed repair to people that saw these kids dropping, and when they showed the replay of those guys get up after a play, go back to the huddle, or go back near a huddle, look to the sideline, and all of a sudden they kind of pick their leg up and go down on their knee and down. It's silly when you see it on one of the cameras caught it and replayed it. So I fully expected to see some verbiage about that, and they took the bull by the horns on it.
Right.
You see some crazy stuff in football.
Yep.
I know that's what I was going to ask you here before we let you go. I know I've seen plenty of crazy stuff, but I think one of the craziest things I ever had was a team ran out on the field with sledgehammers. I was like, what? They came running by us in the end zone, and I'm like, what the hell? So I went up. I'm line judge, so I went up to the ref, and I'm like, hey, I think you need to tell these crazy bastards they can't have sledgehammers on a football field.
That was your alma mater, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't. It was actually Mapleton, if you want to know the truth.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it surely was.
Oh, small school football.
Yeah, they come running by us with sledgehammers, and I'm like, no. So, Riley?
No, I got nothing to top that.
Like that.
I mean, I've got streakers and all that other kind of stuff, but I've never had anybody with sledgehammers. So.
I'm like, and you know what was funny is they didn't understand why they couldn't have them. I'm like, wait, what? You don't know why? Well, and then we had another. Was it you, Don, or was it was another crew that had a school where they had couches on the end line of the end.
Oh yeah. Just a yard off the end line. You got there in end of October, and there's all this dew on the ground, and they got these old beat up couches. They put them down there, and I bet there's 3 or 4 of them in that one zone, and they just sit back like they're watching a game on their own, unlimited size TV there.
So see, we get the crazy stuff, Riley. You'd be surprised.
It is funny. Yeah,
come north.
Yeah.
I had my umpire run off to the bathroom in the middle of between plays, and the back you have to come up and replace them.
Yeah, that's common. We do that.
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
When you gotta go, you gotta go.
Yeah, he had to go, and that's when we were wearing those white knickers. So
yeah, that's not good. We went to black pants now. So
that was
the reason why.
Yeah, exactly.
So like I said, you get crazy stuff. I had a downline marker guy have to leave because he was on the ambulance crew and they got a call. Like, well, what?
That's awesome.
I was pack judge that game, and my head linesman goes, "Well, what do you want me to do?" I said, "Well, you just grab it. Just stick over there with the marker."
Yeah, some of that's great memories, though, man. That's good stories.
Crazy stuff. Yeah. So, anything new, Riley, before we let you go?
No, that's about it. Just excited to get the season. I mean, we start prepping for this in February. So it's finally glad to see football on TV.
Oh,
And you get to be a part of it. We kick off next Saturday at noon. So it should be fun.
Well,
Hey,
good
I've got
luck.
a question
watch
about
it.
now. This is the second year that the ACC has added the two California teams and SMU from Texas.
Right.
So I would assume that they added some officials from out that direction
Yes.
to the staff.
Yes.
Now, do they operate as amongst themselves? I mean, were they on a crew, or are the guys from the West so they can travel together, or the
No.
crews now made up of like the pro crews? Sometimes you
No.
see them that are kind of regional, but other times you see names from all over the country.
Yeah. No. These guys are, the Pac-12 or 10, whatever it was, broke up, and then now they're trying to reform. But some of those officials were looking for homes, and we picked up several of those. We got guys from California, Phoenix, all over. I mean, it's the geography now is East Coast to West Coast. So, and there's no crews that are West Coast crews, like my field judge last year. My side judge last year lived in Phoenix, so we never went west. So he had to travel east from Phoenix every week. So, I mean, it's a big commitment. And I was lucky I didn't go west last year, but I'm going west this year. I already know that. I know where I'm going now. So, but that's hard on the body. The flight there and back. So, so now we're an all coast conference.
Yeah, that's
ACC, all coast.
ACC. I got
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
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 Yeah. So,
Well,
but
good
anyway,
for you. Well,
Well,
we wish you a healthy season,
thank you,
and
sir.
hopefully things go well. And
Mhm.
we wish you the best of luck.
All right, guys. And thank you for giving me a chance to be a part of this award-winning program here.
Hey, how'd you like? Did you get a chance to see that opening?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
That was
pretty
nice.
slick. Now
Yeah,
that's Rick's
that's
daughter.
production. That's production right
Yeah,
there.
that's Rick's daughter. Nikki put that together. Actually, I was getting a cold, so I just came upstairs away from Susie and thought, hey, you know what? I ought to just screw around with kind of an opening thing. We used to blow a whistle to start the show.
Oh yeah. No, I like this one. That's good.
Yeah. So I did a voiceover of I found the music that I liked and did the voiceover on it. And
Yeah.
I had the cold was coming, so my voice was a couple octaves lower.
Yeah.
And so I put that together, gave it to Rick, and he said, let's see what Nikki can build around that. So
Right.
in the meantime, we played it for Jim, and I said, how do you like this opening? He goes, that's good. Who is that guy? I said, what do you mean? He says, whose voice is it? And I said, I think Rick said, you knucklehead, it's Nardo. But
Yeah,
I thought,
Nikki- Nikki's
yeah,
the
but
audio.
we're pretty proud of that. Nikki did
That
a nice
sounds good.
job.
Sounds really good.
My daughter's the audio video engineer for the Cleveland Guardians.
Wow.
So
A good
yeah,
deal.
Yeah, so
she's in
she's
charge
got
of
the
everything
talent.
that goes on there.
She's got that's
Yeah.
well, you can see it's really
And
good.
she came up with that logo of the
I like that. I
the
saw
name
that.
of the book and then the three
Right. The tails, yeah. That was
Yeah,
good.
yeah, this thing.
All right, Riley. Well,
But-
you have a great
Hey,
season, buddy.
you forgot who the music was by.
Oh, that was Reverend Raven and the Chain Smoking Older Boys.
Yeah, you should remember that, Jimmy. You're a chain
They go
smoking
down
older
to
boy.
Hartwell,
I was
the
never
blues
an older
club
boy.
down there about once every year and a half.
Nardo was.
Thanks again, Riley.
Thanks,
Hey.
guys.
Hey,
Have a
See
good
you
one.
at the Jazz.
See you later.
All
Good
right.
luck.
See you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.
All right, guys, but let's get our little plug in here. All right, there's our famous book that Riley was talking about. Officials Tales, available on Amazon today. $13, right, Don?
That is correct. Just
All right.
put Officials
And that's
Tales
And that's
in the
paperback.
search and or Officials Tales book, and it should take you right there. And
That's on paperback.
if you do it on a big computer, you can read a few pages. They
Oh,
always
yeah.
throw that up there for you to sample. It's the beginning of the book where we kind of explain about ourselves, so you don't get into any of the really good stories. But I think you'll find even the beginning kind of enticing, that make you want to find out what makes these guys tick.
Oh, yeah. Well, two of us anyway. The other one ain't quite there yet.
I
And if you
heard
want-
Patty asked you why you always picking on Jim.
Huh, I wonder why that is. Anyway, and if you can't wait, it's available at the Common Good, and we'll be up there next week, right, Don?
Yeah, I'm thinking Thursday sometime. We'll probably do it do it around the lunchtime or something
Yeah,
like that.
works.
We'll stop in there and
Yeah.
get a little video. So instead of just continuing to talk to them with their logo here, we'll let them show you around part of their shop in exchange for a little bit of commercial. And that's where you go. That's where you want to go to get the book, take a look at it. And Common Good is open 5 days a week. They're open Tuesday through Friday, 11 to 6 and 10 to 6 on Saturdays. And
Awesome.
it's a wonderful little place downtown, just 3 doors across the street from the courthouse.
Oh yeah, right next to Barry's.
Yeah, right
It's
beside
next
the
to
courthouse. You cross Benedict Avenue, and it's about third building down there.
It's
Long time
excellent.
ago, it used to be. You old timers in the building where Fisher Music used to be.
Oh boy.
Yep.
Yeah, that's back where Jimmy got his phonograph. You know,
Yeah.
the one by Edison.
Right.
Anyway, hey, I want to thank everybody for joining us. God bless you. We're very blessed to be able to do this every week. We will add another part to this with a MAC Big Ten official and get his take on some of this stuff. And I do want to tell you that we've actually gotten a way more viewers than I have ever expected. We're so blessed. I think we were over 400 views on the John Livengood show. I think we're like somewhere around 300 views over the Andy Free show. So very happy, and we're thankful. Hey, tell your friends. Tell them to come out and watch us three idiots do our thing. And
yeah, come on, Norwalk. John Livengood is an institution in town. And Andy Freeze is he's in the chair to become a longtime coach at Ohio Northern, because they don't dump coaches every 2 years. Prior to Andy, those 38 years, there were only 3 gentlemen that coached there. John Livengood played there. John Livengood played at Norwalk High. I mean, find out what makes those guys tick. That's what we asked them. A lot of questions. What made their programs work? How hard was it to get that started and everything? It's a really insightful. Both of those shows are really good.
Yeah, and message us if you have questions. If you want a special person on the show, maybe we can make that happen. If you want to buy Jimmy high heels, let me know. I'll tell you where to get those. And if you want to know why Jimmy,
I got the high heels, but he knows where to pick them up at. Figure that one out.
Right in Jimmy's closet. Right. So,
yeah.
All right. Hey, thanks again, everybody.
Hey, real quick. Had some sad news here this afternoon. Young Bob Lippert's mother passed away this afternoon. She had been fighting some illness, and Don Holler told me at church, and when I got down the field, the team was going off into the locker room, and Bob saw me and he yelled at me, and we shook hands, and I asked how his mom was, and at that moment he told me that his mom had just passed away. So our thoughts and prayers go out to him and the rest of the family. And he's up there, she's up there with Big Bob.
Oh yeah.
And he had coached me and Don when we were in school. So sorry to hear it, but thoughts and prayers out for you.
A good lady. And Bob, you talk. Bob coached junior high sports at St. Paul for a long time. Coached the baseball team for a while. Helped Coach Godfrey with the baseball team when Jimmy and I played. And Bob also had a lot to do with me getting into officiating. And as far as when I started doing slow pitch softball, he was one of the established veterans there, and just all those guys just really got me going well. They enjoyed having 2 or 3 young guys. Mike Carter, although he was a tall guy, he was one of them. Ronnie Vanderpool, Kyle Jamison, all young guys learning how to umpire. And that whole group that was down there, I listed a bunch of names in the book. they really did me right. And you know, as I got into officiating, had some success with it. One of the things that gave me confidence to do the clinics that we did to try to help the guys. You know, I know how much those guys helped me, and I said, and their example, you know, was set in my mind a long time ago. It just took to the point of being somebody to be relevant in what we're trying to do and get it done and help the younger guys. So it's
Well,
Lippert's a big part of it.
well, God bless you, Bob, and your family. And
Mm-hmm.
you know, like I always say, you know, you only get one shot at this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, if there's somebody out there that you're not calling, your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, give them a call, tell them how you feel, give them a hug, because, you know, every day is not promised. So,
Mm-hmm.
God bless, take care, and we'll see you next time.
That's all, folks.